Let's face it, life isn't easy. If you're stuck in a bad relationship, betrayed or afraid of tomorrow, financially insecure, or desperate for a breakthrough, you've come to the right place. Dr. Carmen Harra is a renowned psychologist, intuitive, relationship expert, and best-selling author, and she's here to give you the miracle guidance you need. Miracle Guidance for Everyday Life offers profound wisdom, practical advice, daily exercises, and empowering predictions, all for you. Dr. Harra's show aims to eliminate everyday problems, big and small, with topics like healing your relationships, reclaiming your power, achieving better health, dealing with loss, and so much more. Regain the joy, stability, and fulfillment you deserve to feel. Tune in to Miracle Guidance for Everyday Life with host Dr. Carmen Harra and find the answers you've been looking for.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Miracle Guidance. I'm your host, Dr. Carmen Harra. This is a calling show. I'm with my wonderful producer, Christopher, and we are here to answer your question. And every Tuesday, I'm choosing a different topic, a topic that is interesting, that can help you change your life, that can help you look at everything around you from a different perspective. And the topic that I choose for tonight is actually to talk about how to manage stress, how to live a stress-free life. Which are the tools to actually manage your anxiety of your everyday life? Because everything that's happening in the world right now is making you feel anxious. In the modern world that we are living in, it's almost like impossible not to be anxious and not to feel stress every single day, because from all kinds of deadline, all kinds of bills, all kinds of problems at home, going through a financial crisis, a health issue, everything looks sometimes stagnant. You just look at the news and you have anxiety. So, but it's important to break through those cycles in life and to progress and to succeed with your goals. And the way to succeed is actually if you are stress-free. And I'm going to give you some very, very powerful tools to manage your anxiety, to manage stress. I look for the most effective tools, and I want to give you those that will really change, as I said, your perspective of your everyday life. And as you know, this is a calling show. If this is something that is interesting for you, feel free to talk to me and call in and be part of my show. The number to call is 202-570-7057. 202-570-7057 is the number of the station. You can call in. It's 6 p.m. Eastern time, 3 p.m. Pacific time. And in Europe, I think it's probably midnight in England. If you're not sleeping, you can still call in. And I think it's probably 1 o'clock in the eastern part of Europe. A lot of guys, you listen to me from different parts of the world. So I'll be very excited to communicate with you on a topic like this. Or if you have something specific you want to communicate with me about, feel free, as I said, to call in. And this show is designed to help you create the miracle of life, to help you shift your perspective of life and make things much easier for you. But a lot of us in the modern world, because of everything that's happening, because of this pandemic that left us so overwhelmed and still stressed with those kind of still panic disorders. A lot of people complain of, I cannot overcome my panic disorder since this pandemic. So the so-called panic disorders, pandemic disorders, so many of you feel overwhelmed, and some of us do feel from this anxiety disorder for a very long time. And I think I'm one of them, because who doesn't suffer from anxiety in the world today? But whatever tomorrow will bring, this should not be a scary thought. So what we've learned, through the course of our life is that negative emotions play a role in our life. And there's a correlation between heavy feeling, anxiety, resentment, bitterness, fear of different diseases, and you know, how to cope with them through the course of our life. But our feelings are the building blocks of our health. And many disorders, you know, even cancer, have a lot to do with our emotional system, have a lot to do with the world we are living in. Actually, we live in a world that everything is artificial. You know, from the food that is genetically modified to the all the toxicity that exists in the air, all the Wi-Fi, all this you know, interaction between us and the world around, you know, with everything that's happening, is causing us to actually disconnect from our so-called natural nature, the true nature that we are having, you know. So everything is artificial, so the body is experiencing all kinds of symptoms and diseases as a result of what's happening in the world right now. But our feelings, as I said, are the building blocks. So feelings, that they do influence the way we perceive the world. And it's important to know how to mitigate toxic emotion, that many times they get trapped within ourselves. And I'm asking you listening to my show, is any of you feeling like I have trapped, these emotions are trapped within myself and I don't know how to release them? This toxicity of all these feelings that are accumulating in time, because I went through a divorce, because I lost my home, because I got cancer, because I feel abandoned, because I am not finding a job. And so there's a millions of reasons that you build those feelings that are trapped within yourself. So learning to accept them, learning to work with your feeling, learning to process them, and learning to ultimately control, at the very end, control your feelings. Don't let feelings control you. Don't let your emotions take charge, because then your life falls apart. Control all of this in order to control the course of your life. And control your emotion will grant you the inner peace, will grant you the physical wellness. So everything is, as I said, coming from the way you think, and the thinking plays a big role. So all we know is that we have some time to surrender to the present, and we have to work with the resources that exist in front of us. Like in the world right now, we have to work with the resources that the world is giving us. And as I said, we have to shift our emotion. And indirectly, when we shift emotion, we shift the circumstances. So reality, we used to say, and this is actually my quote in one of my books, reality reflects what the mind projects. And if you project a reality that is in alignment with your desire, in alignment with your dreams, in alignment with all your wishes, then you can make that happen. And if you project the opposite, then don't be surprised if you're feeling like nothing is working for you and your life is stagnant, and the emotions that are trapped within yourself will continue to be trapped. So I'm giving you a quote. In the moment when you worried, you take the book of Ecclesiastes in the Bible that gives you the word of wisdom. It says, there is a time to scatter stones, and there is a time to gather them. And we're in the time to gather stones. So this is the time for our life, for all of us, when we had enough time to scatter the stones, but then we're in a time to gather them. So because this is the moment we are living in. So I have actually a very interesting meditation. If you want to listen to my meditation is used to release those emotions that are trapped within yourself. And if you go to Carmen Harra guided meditation, is a meditation I actually did for Hay House when I was working at Hay House. And I think you will find it very helpful if you feel like you're overwhelmed, and if you feel like you really stress. So I want to give you a little bit from some of the dangers of stress. And I am going to discuss the consequences, what real stress represents, and why it's so important to control your stress. First of all, first and before anything else, stress lowers your immune system. be very aware of that. So stress is affecting the army of your body. So your body is protecting itself through the immune system. And if your immune system doesn't have the ability to fight all these antigens, you might get sick easily, and you might be, a victim of all kinds of viruses, and not be able to get better. So the stress hormone, there's a stress hormone that you all heard that is called cortisol. Suppress the effectiveness of the immune system. So when your cortisol level, the stress hormone, is to the roof, that hormone will medically, that's the explanation, will suppress the number of your lymphocytes, which are the cells, the cells of the immune system that fight the T cell. And this is the medical explanation what happens to us when you feel overwhelmed and feel stressed. I don't know about you, but I feel stressed every single day of trying to cope with everything I want to achieve. And again, I am trying to become aware and control my stresses. And I'll give you some tips how to control stress. But first of all, I want to tell you what is the damage to the body that stress can do. So first of all, stress lowers your immune system. And that's very bad because your immune system is protecting you from all kinds of invaders. And you cannot afford your immune system not to work properly. If your immune system is down, this is when you get cancer. Your immune system is down, this is when you get COVID-19. Your immune system is down, this is when you get all kinds of parasites, all kinds of H. pylori and stuff like that can get into your intestinal tract. So be aware that your immune system, you cannot afford to go low. Then another thing, stress damages your sympathetic system. You have your sympathetic system and the parasympathetic system, but the sympathetic system is the response of your brain to stress. And what it means is that the nervous system goes into something that is called fight and flight mechanism. And when the body feels threatened by something, so when you stress, the body feels like it's going to be attacked, something bad is going to happen. So exactly like, okay, you're somewhere late at night and you see a wolf coming towards you, and your body goes into fight and flight mechanism because of fear that something terrible is going to happen to you, but that animal is going to attack you. So I'm giving you like a sort of a easy example. So the sympathetic system, what it does is sends signals to the adrenal glands to release epinephrine, which is it's a hormone, adrenaline. So this hormone is released by the brain that sends a signal. It's actually released by the adrenal gland by the signal that is sent by the nervous system to adrenal gland. So nervous system sends a signal to adrenal gland, and adrenal gland releases this hormone. And this hormone is the root of the problem for us, because when that hormone goes very high, you will actually have an entire panic attack. And actually, when panic attacks happen, your heart beats very fast. You can even go into a tachycardia phenomena, or another reaction of the heart that can be dangerous. Or you can have your blood pressure go into the roof, or you feel like you cannot breathe. Those are the symptoms of a heart attack, and you end up in an emergency room. And at the end of the day, there's really nothing wrong with you if you have a good heart, or if you have a pretty stable blood pressure. But this is what happens to our body when when the sympathetic nervous system is affected by damage by the stress. That's why I have to be very careful. It's okay for a short period of time to be stressed and to go into flight and flight mechanism, but not long term. Because if the sympathetic system releases too much of those epinephrine, and cortisol goes way too high, then the body mechanism goes off, and you will have very high uncontrolled blood pressure, and you may really suffer probably even a heart attack or a stroke, and you don't want that. You see, so the danger of stress is real. Stress can harm a lot your digestive system, and as you know, your digestive system has its own brain, and your digestive system is so 70% of your nervous system is in your gut. So the stress affects your gut in a very dangerous way. Your digestion slows down. You might lose your appetite. You have constipation, indigestion, upset stomach. I mean, a lot of symptoms that are very, very unpleasant and very, very difficult to deal with that can happen to you when you know your stress can control your digestive system. So the stress is, as I said, affecting you in a bad way with your digestion, with your gut, but also stress can make you react in an uncontrollable way. People that are stressed, they may say things they never meant. If your anxiety is to the roof, you might start fighting with the people in your life. You might start saying things that you later regret, and you're blowing things out of proportion. And you can't take things away after you said what you said. You cannot go and take things away. But those things are said when you are down, when you are stressed, when you are demoralized, when you have that anxiety attack. So you can hurt people. And as I said, it's very difficult after you hurt someone to go back and take it back. I don't know if you know, but in my opinion, stress is a very addictive thing. You can actually feel like almost like you need how should I say, you need the body to go through this because it's so addictive. That's why addiction is a very destructive aspect of our lives, and we're very prone to addiction. People become addicted to everything, to chemical, to all kinds of foods, to all kinds of to behavior. You can be addicted, and you can again be addicted to stress. Why? Because it almost acts like an addictive drug. In addition to the fact that when you stress, the body releases adrenaline, also releases dopamine. Dopamine is a feel-good chemical, but dopamine is one of those neurotransmitters in the brain, the so-called the catecholamine in the brain, that encourages the repetition of the same behavior because it acts like on the reward center in the brain. So when dopamine is high, you know what I mean, there's an issue. All these chemicals in the body, all these neurotransmitters have to be in balance. And if the dopamine is dopamine is the center of the many addictive behavior and substance abuse issues. So medically speaking, this is the explanation what happens with addiction in the brain. So the reward center is this created by the dopamine. In the reward center is where dopamine wants to create the same situation over and over again, and this is the way addiction is established. But stress can also make you eat impulsively. I've seen a lot of people that eat because they stress. And they engage in harmful behavior just because they stress. So you stress, you go to the casino and you lose all your money. You stress and you run into a car accident. You stress and you eat 3 portions instead of 1. You stress because you look for your friend. You stress, you take a cigarette. You stress, you drink 5 glasses of wine instead of 1. So eating is a common way to cope, like a coping mechanism for stress. A lot of people see like food becomes their best friend, cigarette becomes their best friend. But in actuality, it doesn't relieve your stress. So if you eat so much, it doesn't calm you down. A cigarette is not going to make you calmer. It's a false impression. It can make you more stressed when you overeat, because now you put so much pressure on your heart, on your circulation, on your blood pressure. And at this point, the stress triggers fight and flight response that and releases the hormone called cortisol, as I said. So we haven't accomplished anything, because what happens is that cortisol also increases hunger in people. So the body starts to crave more food, more energy, more oxygen, more blood supply, more, and whatever stressor you might have, this is the way the mechanism of the brain is generating this situation that is very detrimental for your health. We can, if we are aware, we can control ourselves and not go and eat all the junk food that doesn't have has only sugar, no calories, and it's containing only fat, and everything is bad for the body. But what this kind of a junk food, what it does, increase the stress, contribute to weight gain, and makes you addicted to it, because there's the same thing with the reward center in the brain, triggered by the level of the dopamine that is triggered by the stress. So I'm just giving you a link just for you to realize how everything is interconnected. There's such an interconnectedness between all the elements of the body. Another thing that I would love to address that is extremely important when I talk about the negativity, the very bad side of stress on our health. One very important aspect is that stress can actually make you age. Stress can cause wrinkles because too much cortisol can break down the skin collagen and the elastin. So that's why we start to age a lot. A stressful life can trigger an inflammatory response in your body and influence your sleep, influence your habits, and cause inflammation. And this is the way the body gets inflammation in different parts, and an inflammatory response leads to pain and discomfort. And this is where you wake up one day, you have you end up with an autoimmune, you end up with inflammation in your joints, in your knees, and all kinds of other inflammatory diseases that are also initially generated by stress. And I don't know if you heard, but I tell you, stress can harm your baby if you are pregnant. So pregnant ladies, if you're listening, anybody listen to your show, to the show, I want you to know that it is very dangerous to allow yourself to be stressed when you're pregnant, because the first that's going to suffer is actually going to be your baby, because again, everything I said applies to the baby too. So I'm going to have to take your calls, because I know there's a lot of people calling me. There's Patty calling me from Queens, my old friend. There's also Julia that always calls the show, and she's wonderful. And if you guys want to call in, we still can have another line open, 202-570-7057. I'm going to go and take a short break, and then I'm going to go to Julia because she's from overseas, and then I'm going to go to Patty. So you guys hold on the line. I'll be with you in a minute. And I'm back on OMTime Radio with my producer, Christopher, waiting for your calls all the time and trying to embrace different topics that might help you improve your life, improve your health, improve your perception about everything, and find a clear path to a better tomorrow. I want to let you know again that my book, Plus One, the Numerology of Relationship, is actually a compilation between two interesting topics. The concept of archetypes that was initially established by the theory of form, which goes back to Plato 2,500 years ago. And in the same time, When Plato is considered to be the father of psychology, the father of mathematics, the father of concept of numerology, is also, you know, the one that created numerology. So in this way, I put these two concepts together. In this way, I blended these two ideas. So you find out your divine codification, and also you find your human archetype. So it's important to find out who you are. It's important to find out your personality traits, your skills, your abilities. And it's important to find out your divine code that complements your genetic code. So you not only have your genes, and genes are so significant. And I'm studying genetic right now, and I'm doing some courses on genetic. It's just fascinating the way genes play such a role in our development. And on the other hand, you know, equally important, like our genetic, we born, is the energy, the vibration energy we are born, that is defined in our divine code. So you take the month, the day, and the year of your birth. You heard about this because you heard about numerology. It exists from ancient times. There are different types of numerology, but reality is that numerology is so important, so significant in defining your pinnacles, in defining your personal time, in defining the roadmap. It's like a roadmap of your life. Everything is there. Every single number is a form of energy that defines who you are, who you connect with. And in this way, you can find out who's your match. But you also find out, according to your divine code, what kind of a personality traits you have. So everything is like so simple. So I put this idea together. So I created this book, Plus One, which is a more than anything, it's a psychological book, because you find yourself in this book. So if you want to get it, let me know. You can find it everywhere at Amazon. The book is available. And let me know what you think. For the people listening, the people who want to follow my advice, who are listening to my show, I'd be very grateful if you succeed to read it, and to let me know your opinion. You can write me a review at Amazon if you get the book, and let me know what you think. But I'm going to go right now to Julia, and I will want to find out how Julia is doing and why is she calling me. Hi, my lovely Julia. How are you, my dear? Julia, can you hear me? Hello? Julia, can you hear me? Hello? If not, I'm going to try to go to Patty. Hi, Patty. Can you hear me, Patty?
Hi, Carmen. Can you
It's
hear
Patty.
me?
Hi, Patty. How are you, my love?
I'm doing okay. I just want to give you an update about my mom.
Tell me. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the last time I spoke to you, you told me to put castor oil on her breast.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have been doing that, but like I can't put warm on it because the lump is coming out of her breast. So
Right.
I can't put castor oil on it. So I put on top of the breast.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping it works, but the problem is right now she has congestive heart failure, regular heartbeat, so she's on blood thinners. First, she was on Coumadin from 1999 until the end of 2022. Now she's on Eliquis.
Eliquis is much better.
Eliquis
is actually probably Eliquis is probably the best blood thinner so far.
Right. But the problem is that her breast lump bleeds. And we were told that last year. The breast surgeon says that because the way it's growing out, it could bleed.
Mm-hmm.
And ever since she's been on Eliquis, since last June, her breast's been bleeding. And because she's on Eliquis, sometimes it takes 15 to 20 minutes to stop bleeding when I take off the Band-Aid.
Right.
So,
and you know what? There's a natural way. to thin the blood, with cayenne pepper. So there are natural way to thin the blood. But it depends. If she's taking Eliquis for a while, she has to continue to take it.
Right.
As the breast bleeds, that's
stop.
also difficult. You have to talk to the doctor. Maybe my suggestion is find out if there's a lower dose, or if he suggests something else. Because Eliquis is dangerous. It can make your stomach bleed. It can cause all kinds of problems. It has side effects.
Right.
Right.
Okay. So after I spoke to you, my mother had a dream. She told me one Saturday, I think about 3 weeks ago.
Right.
She says, I had a dream this morning, she tells me. It was on a Saturday. You and I, we were walking in this vegetable garden full of green vegetables.
Yeah.
Right? And she says to me, somebody told her in the dream she's got to have she has to eat broccoli every day. I start laughing, and that after she had that dream, I was looking online. Vitamin K. People who are on Eliquis should not be eating. People on blood thinners should not be eating vitamin K foods. Broccoli is one of them. So to me, I think her body was telling her that she needs more cruciferous vegetables.
I agree with you.
Okay.
But because she needs to also boost the immune system, and this is one of the best way to boost the immune system. Is she doing something to boost a way to beat cancer is by doing all that protocol, the natural way to help the immune system fight cancer. And that's what people don't do.
Right now, she doesn't care. She's 91, going to be 92, and she has all this other stuff. Right now she doesn't care. She just makes sure that she eats. The problem is she doesn't drink enough water, right? But I think her body was telling her that she needs to eat more vegetables. But I just wanted to give you an update about her. Correct. Do you think your feeling is that is the castor oil working on her breast lump?
Yeah, the castor oil is working at the tissue level. So castor oil apply on tumors does wonders. There's so many statistics that is extremely efficient. So I want her to continue that. I mean, with the attitude that I don't care, of course, it's more difficult to help. But I think she should care, and I know you care.
Yeah.
There are things that she can do that's natural.
Right. What it is that she's old and she's more upset, not for the cancer. She's more upset because she's 91 years old and she can't do the things she used to do before. She can't go up and down the stairs so much.
Of course,
She gets right. She's more upset. And she's more
depressed. You should not allow cancer to spread too fast, She should not allow that. And for that, there are things that can be done, Yeah.
Right. But I'm asking you, feeling her, do you think is the castor oil I'm putting on her, is it working on her breast lump right now?
It's working.
We don't know if she has cancer.
And I also believe there are a lot of things that can be done that can be very helpful. And she can be helped to have quality of life. Probably when you're in your 90s, it's more difficult to walk the stairs and that. But there are many other things that she can do because, her mind is still functioning, in my opinion. Do you agree?
Yeah. Yes, I do, because she's able to get out of bed.
Yeah.
She made some soup for lunch before.
Look at this. So she's
91,
making soup for herself, so she still is functioning. And she doesn't want to deteriorate. So what?
Did you take a shower?
Right.
She kicks me out of the bathroom when she takes a shower. She won't let me go in there.
But think of all these people. I was thinking the other day at Olivia de Havilland, she lived 104. McCain mother, 109. My grandmother, 112. My grandmother, 103. I'm not that impressed from being in the 90s. I was thinking about my friend Shirley MacLaine. She just turned 90 and she looks fabulous. So, that we're in a time when 90 is not that old anymore. It's increasing. is prolonging. We're gonna live longer and longer lives. But we just have to accept that and celebrate that, and do everything in our power so no disease is gonna kill us. If you died of an old age in your sleep, it's different than dying by suffering in a hospital,
Yeah, that's true.
You don't want that. And your mother doesn't want that. Your mother's a trooper. She's my hero. I am inspired by her. Look at her, at her age, she still can make soup. She can still have the energy. She can, probably you might not be able to go to the mall and spend 3 hours buying stuff. I'm just joking. She might not have that kind of but as much as the brain is there, we still kids in our mind. If we 70, 30, 70, 100, the mind is still young. You still want to do things. The body is aging, but in many cases, our mind is still very young. We're still motivated to live life the best possible way. And your mother is an inspiration to me because she's able. I feel she's able to beat this, with a little bit of guidance, with a little bit of help, with a little bit of motivation. With you by her side, this can be done pretty well.
All right, but it is the Eliquis is making a breast, because the way this breast
is causing a lot of bleeding. Yeah, a lot of bleeding. It's one of those blood thinner, that can cause bleeding in the intestine. Bleeding in the place where the tumor is, in other parts of the body. So there's a danger in taking Eliquis. But does she have to take Eliquis?
Yeah, because she has to, because she has irregular heartbeat.
Yeah,
back in in February.
She has fibrillation. She has fibrillation. What does she have? Fibrillation.
Yeah, she has a irregular heartbeat. She has AFib.
What kind? AFib. AFib. She has AFib.
AFib.
Yeah.
Yeah, she has AFib. Right. It's just that it's not the valve. It has nothing to do with the valve. It's just that when she had cancer in '99, they discovered it before she was operated on, and that's why she was on blood thinner. They said that this is something that she was born with. Right.
Yeah, but you see, if she doesn't have stenosis in her heart, if she doesn't have, if the valve is still working, you can live with AFib. You can actually live with sinus tachycardia. You can live with AFib till 100. You can live. It's not gonna kill you unless you have a stroke. So the reason they give you Eliquis is for the blood, not to create blood clots. When the heart is how often does she take something for fibrillation? Did they put her on any blood beta blocker or something?
She's on metoprolol. Can I say metoprolol tar?
Topropranolol is the same drug. Yeah. How many milligrams do you know? 100?
No, 50 milligrams.
That's not that bad. That's not bad at all. Yeah, that's a low dose. That's not but that's a beta blocker. So what that does, it slows the rhythm of the heart. So that the heart beats slow. It prevents cardiac arrest. It prevents a heart failure, and it helps the heart not to go into a heart attack, and it prevents a stroke.
Right,
so those are very good.
Yeah, but her big problem is that she's 91 and she doesn't like to drink water. Trying to get her to drink.
That's very bad.
The water
is essential for preventing AFib, actually. So if you drink water, you can actually prevent an AFib attack. How often does she have AFib? How often?
Well,
because if she's on Toprol, if she's on a beta blocker, those episodes are preventable.
Yeah, right now we're going to go to her doctor in a couple of weeks, so that's something I will ask the doctor. But the problem is she doesn't drink water, and it's very hard. I'm doing what I can. I buy these jelly drops that I found online. That's 95% water. That was made by a young man whose grandmother was in a dementia center in England. And they were saying that the reason a lot of people have dementia is because they're dehydrated. And he invented these.
Very true. A lot of people have dementia from taking Crestor, Lipitor, all those drugs for cholesterol, and they have definitely dementia for not enough oxygen, not enough hydration. So hydration is significant.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just one thing quickly. My birthday was just on Saturday. I'm 61 right now. Do you see anything good happening to me for this year?
Happy birthday. So which day was that?
April 27th. I was born April 27th, 63.
April 27th. So you're in a better year overall, a very creative year, and a year in which you can eventually meet someone. I don't know if you want that or rekindle an old relationship, something like that. So it's very, very good from that perspective. So according to Pythagoras, you're in the year 3. Did you get my book, Patty? Did you get my new book, +1?
No, I want to get it. Yeah,
get it, because you will find interesting to read some stuff there that define who you are. So it's you're gonna find it interesting as a way to do calculation for yourself and even for other people around you. But I feel like this year is way more beneficial for you than last year in so many respects. And my how should I say, my anticipation is that you will meet someone during the course of this year who seems to be 1 or 2 years younger than you. So you do meet an interesting person who seems to influence your life in the years ahead. Allow that to happen, because I understand you help your mother, but also allow yourself to improve your life overall, having somebody to be there for you.
Yeah, it's just that I actually had a dream about 40 years ago that I saw my mother in the coffin, and I was in love with somebody at that time. He passed away, but in my dream he was holding me when I was freaking out seeing my mother in the coffin. And I figure, you know what that means? To me, that means it's even 40 years later that I remember the dream, that I'm going to have somebody before she goes.
Oh, you'll definitely
I think my mother's waiting for me to have somebody before she goes.
You'll definitely have somebody. No question about it. I remember me and you talking on the radio many times about this, and it does feel like the time is now. The time is now, Patty.
Yeah, I need to have somebody first, so at least my mother can go in peace. Because she's worried about me. What's going to happen to me?
You'll be very, very happy to know that you're not alone. You're not on your own. You have someone. You have emotional support. You have somebody, to share your life with. It's very important. It's important not to be alone.
Yes. All right. Thank you so much for the good
love
news.
You, Patty, and good luck with your mom.
My mom.
Send your mom all my love and all the best for her.
All right. But she's not ready to go at this time, right?
She's all right to go. Meaning what? What do you?
But she's not ready to go at this time,
oh,
right?
No, she's not going. No. Your mother is not going. No. She's far away from being ready.
Yeah, I know. She's like so feisty. It's like, it's like
we all should be like your mother. We all should be like your mom. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Right. Yeah, she's in the bathroom taking a shower. She's holding on to the handlebar. She doesn't even have a chair. She doesn't even want a chair. I said, Mom, what about a wheelchair when you go outside? No, I don't want it.
Good for her. Good for her. She's amazing. Amazing woman.
Yeah. Yes. All right. Thank you so much.
Okay, my Patty. I love you, sweetie. Thank you so much for calling me, and good luck with your mom, and send her my love. Okay, my dear.
I will. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Okay, sweetie. I'm asking Christopher, somebody who sent me a message, Luis, who said he's been battling autoimmune fibromyalgia, insomnia, itch, inflammatory, chronic pain, ADHD, and all the meds seems to have side effect. Yeah, all the meds have side effect. And then he found help through on Instagram to somebody, Pity. I can't read exactly whatever, but if this is a recommendation, yeah, we'll take it. We'll take any kind of a recommendation. Luis, if you want to call us, feel free to call. We are here to listen. And I thank, I don't know, I don't see clearly Nino or Niho, something like that, because I don't see clearly the names. They're way too small. And thank you so much for the 200 stars. We appreciate everything from you guys. But let's see a little bit. So again, my new book is available. I'm finishing a new book on, it's a medical book, book on holistic medicine, because as you see, all medicine have side effects. So what are we gonna do to go back to the way we used to treat ourselves when we used to live longer lives, and apply all the knowledge that we have through time about the ancient medicine, the real medicine, the alternative medicine, the holistic medicine that treats the body like a whole. So I'm finishing that book, so hopefully it's going to be ready soon. But I was sort of promising you, I want to see what I wrote down, some notes about how to boost stress, how to get better in terms of which are the exercises that you can do to get better, to improve your life, and to stay away from stress. First of all, what helps you with stress is exercise, because exercise it's actually has such a positive impact on every part of your being. It increases circulation, it straightens up the heart, your immune system, it reduces the risk of cancer, it also causes the production of feel-good neurotransmitters, the endorphins. So you all heard about the endorphins. Apart from this, the mental concentration during the exercise, alleviate the stress. So make sure that every single day you move your body. Buy this watch. Everybody told you this, and do the 10 steps a day of exercise, because we need those 10,000 steps a day. We need those steps every single day, to make the body move. Because walking is also good. Going to dance classes. I do a lot of dance classes. I always put them on TikTok. I love moving the body. Do swimming, do tennis, do yoga. The more you do it, the more you stay active. When you stay active, you free from stress. This is the first thing, exercise. The second thing that people should do is to detach, something that is called practice detachment. The wisdom of detachment teaches us to forgive everything around us and everybody around us. Because when you detach from this, you detach from pain, you detach from pressure, you detach from the situation that are blocking you. One key to detachment is let go of negative emotion. And also the best way to reach a healthy emotional flux, so important. So practice the detachment by training your brain to think less and less about something that is not good for you, that is just worrying you, that is just causing the ADHD, that is just causing you any kind of post-traumatic stress disorder. So try to think, to remove yourself and feel a sense of freedom. And a way to do this is by listening to music, and listening to music in solitude. The retreat to a place in your house when you can listen to your favorite song, when you can speak to yourself, when you can sing with that music, when you can go in sync with the song, with your emotion, and create like a playlist of songs that you like. So this is making you excited every single day to spend the time listening to music. And music has specific sounds. Think of Mozart. The interval in Mozart music have an impact on the cognition of the brain, have an impact on your feelings of your emotion. It took us a while to acknowledge this thing, but it's pretty remarkable. So that's why listening to Mozart, listening to classical music is a way to alleviate stress. Another way to alleviate stress is by calming yourself through affirmation. Use affirmation that will release the stress, like tell yourself, serenity surges through my mind, my body, my soul. Tell yourself every single day, I'm in control, I am calm, I am still, I am conquering my burdens effortlessly. I'm a master of my challenges. I'm mastering my challenges. I'm mastering everything in my life. I'm mastering my emotion. I'm controlling my emotions. So find your own words, but use them every day, because words have power. There is no empty words. Every word has every syllable has a frequency, has a vibration within. What also helps you with anxiety and what helps you with stress is remember things. Work on your memories that help you escape the situation. Let's say in a bad situation, go back into your memory and remember beautiful things that happened to you, and that will release the tension of the day. Recollect the times that made you smile. Recollect the times when everything was enjoyable, and distract yourself from the present thoughts. Sometimes the mindful writing is very positive. Take a pen, a paper, take a deep breath, then start to travel in through your mind, and use start to write down whatever episode was challenging. Write down about your dilemmas. Write down about what you want things to be for you. Imagine, your life in the next year. Write down your dreams. Write them down. Put your emotions in words. It's so powerful. When you express your feelings in words, it's like creating a piece of art. So from your body to the page, the writing become an outlet from releasing stress. And create a routine in your life. Is so important to have a routine. A routine, people don't have a routine. They just do whatever, have a routine. When you exercise, rearrange all your activities, uh, prioritize. Don't spend too much time in the traffic if you can. Have a morning routine, have an afternoon routine. Is so important. And make things the simpler, the better. The simpler, the better. So it's good to be organized, because when you organize, you're not so pressure, you're not so stressed. And if I have a job, I always have my favorite jobbing, singing, dancing, my hobbies, writing, doing radio shows, being present into your life, because stress is an inevitable part of your daily life. But you have to take those simple steps to relieve stress, and to find yourself at peace. So practice everything I'm telling you, and I will promise you your life will change 180 degrees for better. I'm Dr. Carmen Harra. I'm live every Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time with Christopher on OMTime Radio. I'll see you next week, and I wish you a wonderful, wonderful evening. God bless you. Thank you so much for listening.